Yeah, this is actually a thing. This is not going to be a very long video because there's not a lot to say, is there? As of late, especially in the shit side of the gaming community, we've been seeing more and more gaming YouTubers being caught out on not playing games, even ones they've talked about or reviewed. And it's simultaneously funny to see these people come up with all their excuses for their pitiful gaming stats, and somewhat depressing too, as melodramatic as that sounds. I'm not going to name names because many of you are probably aware of these channels, and while I don't want to name names primarily because I just want to avoid seeing whining and responses, often you can just tell. The signs of people who don't play games are those who hide their stats, as in they set their profiles to private so you can't see their trophies or gamer score. They generally don't show game footage in their videos, or when they do, it's terrible. And of course, you can tell when you see their excuses once they get called out. The excuses generally break down to, I have a life, which is probably a lie, since if you don't have time for games, you shouldn't have time to make videos on a daily basis, as many of the exposed people for lying about video games do. Another good reason is, why do you care? Isn't my motive for caring about you being a fraud matter regarding facts that show that you're full of shit? You'll often see people who are exposed for not playing games, reviewing games they've not beaten, or may not even have owned, try to trivialize the whole matter as though it's not a big deal. To be fair, it's not, but then why do you make gaming videos to begin with? You obviously take it seriously to some degree, otherwise you wouldn't be on the internet making videos about the hobby or getting legitimately mad and fanatical at other people for their preferences. First, if it's not a big deal, why do you need to lie about it? I don't lie about things I don't care about. I mean, I don't lie, period, but if I did, I wouldn't be lying about things like playing golf because I don't care about golf. In the same way that if you didn't care about video games and didn't think it was a big deal, you would not lie about it and you would not hide your stats. The fact that you will lie about being a gamer and actively damage control yourself when people reveal you're not playing games indicates that this is a very big deal to you. I don't care how much time people get into games because I understand that life gets in the way. Happens to me all the time. And I get that other people have other interests besides games. I don't play games all the time. I watch movies, read comic books, all kinds of stuff outside of my uni work, job, and other responsibilities. I get that. But when you make a channel dedicated to a specific field of entertainment, it's not unreasonable to expect that you actually engage in that hobby or field of entertainment. It's the same reason I'd expect a YouTuber whose channel is dedicated to movies to actually watch movies. Second, even if you don't think it's a big deal, it actually is. People often forget this, but once you gain a following of any sort, even if you aren't dedicated to criticism like I am, your opinion holds weight. People subscribe to you because they like you, and more importantly, respect your opinion. And once people begin relying on your judgment, you owe them a duty. Anytime I talk about a game or do a review, which I'll likely be getting back to with Metal Gear Solid 5, I imagine, I understand that my opinion holds weight and that certain people will take my opinion into consideration when it comes to their purchasing decisions. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And that, my friends, is when your fraudulence becomes a more serious matter because other people's money is counting on it. And this is the fucking problem. When you're going around talking about the quality of games you've never played or not finished or not thoroughly examined or whatever, you're doing a disservice to your fans. As ignorant as they may be, you owe them a duty at the very least. Videos and content that is not based on a goddamn lie. Content you've done your best to create and criticism that's valid and reasonable. More to the point, you should just be playing games. If you go on the internet and profess that you're a gamer, I don't care what excuses you have, you should be playing games. You don't care if a friend of mine who is upfront about the fact that they're a casual gamer doesn't play as much as I do, because they don't claim to be hardcore gamers. However, when you're on the internet making videos and worse yet, talking trash to other people about how good you are, you better be playing games. Not only so that people can actually take you seriously, but because it's just dumb to lie about it. You can't get away with lying on the internet, because while there are some gullible people out there, those of us with inquisitive and skeptical minds will figure it out. Best piece of advice I can provide for you pretending to be gamers is this: play your fucking games. Stop forcing yourself to make videos on a daily basis all the goddamn time for the sake of getting views and subscribers, as many of these fraudulent gamers do. Actually indulge in the hobby you claim to like. expand your horizons, and better yet, actually try new games and new forms of entertainment, period. Pick up an RPG or a strategy game, buy a book, or watch an indie movie or something, or better yet, do something in the real, like hang out with friends or develop a new skill. I can tell you, it's more enriching in your life than going on the internet and lying about playing video games. All that accomplishes is making you look like a colossal tool.